Hello, everyone, and welcome to Logan Chop's Reviews playthrough of the adventure Kzmatic Keep from the Legend of Novus Adventures. Now, the Legends of Novus is a board game for 1 to 5 players in which players take on the role of mythical heroes trying to establish themselves in the world of Novus. The Legend of Novus Adventures is 5th edition D&D campaigns in the world of Novus. So we'll be playing through Kzmatic Keep, which is a one-shot 3 to 4 hour adventure for 4 to 5 players that are about 4th or 5th level. So we hope you enjoy it. This is going to be part 1. Part 2 will be coming soon.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are in a tavern. After you've finished up your last adventure that you've been going around beating the crap out of people with. And the noise of the tavern is loud and boisterous. That's the house phone. Wonderful. Okay, so the noise of the tavern, loud and boisterous, comes to a sudden stop. All around you, the other patrons seem frozen in positions. One gent was in the process of pouring a drink down his throat, but even the ale is frozen in position halfway to his mouth. Looking around instinctively, each of you realize your party can move only your eyes and heads. Everything else is locked into position. The halfling waiter is in mid-step, holding a plate of roasted bacon in each hand, intended for the troop of dwarves at the table next to yours. So I need everybody to make me a wisdom insight check.
Okay. 14?
17.
9? 9 is a no or 9 is a 9? Either way, it's probably the same. 2.
Okay, so who got it? Oh boy.
I think Jordan got it.
Yeah, Jordan. Okay, so yeah, Jordan. So you realize that you're what's going on, and that you'll be able you're able to interact, but still not be able to move, while everybody else is still frozen there.
Well, I mean, I smell bacon.
Yeah, there's bacon coming to the table, dwarf next to you. Yeah. So striding out of the shadows comes a cloaked figure, taller than most men, but very thin and emaciated. You cannot see the person's eyes or facial features, only the neatly trimmed, pointed beard protruding from the hood. The beard is a dark gray with lines of white hair streaked through it. One of the man's arms is outstretched, robes slid back to reveal an armful of indecipherable glyph tattoos on his skin. He spends a moment standing in front of each of you before walking to the next, even trailing his hand over muscles, equipment, and weapons. You can't help but feel he is measuring your capabilities, whispering to himself extremely fast and unintelligible. He walks over and he stands right in front of Jordan. And his voice slows down as he pulls back the hood to reveal his bald head, covered in a spiral circle pattern of glyphs and symbols you do not recognize. His fast ramblings come to an end, and he stares at you with milky white eyes with no pupils. Yeah. You and your group may be the answer I have been looking for, he says, a slight chuckle coming afterwards. Keep in mind, this is what I felt about the last 4 groups.
So you said I can interact with him?
Yeah, you can interact. He's standing in front of you, talking basically directly to you.
I demand that he frees us from this spell that he has holding us.
So he seems to not take any notice to your demands, and he mockingly tells you that he would rather have you help him with a little problem that he has. And he says that I am in need of a capable group of people, one that can find their way out of a significant problem.
I'd say that it's a lot easier to help people when they're not holding me against my will.
He tells you, I do not have any interest in asking for your assistance, but I will need of your assistance. I have need of your assistance. So for those of you listening, and he stares at each one of your companions for a moment, prepare yourselves for the most challenging trial of your petty little lives. And at that, he raises his right hand, and suddenly, you're not able to speak anymore. You're completely frozen. And he says, enough! The castle stirs. The time to return is now. And he pounds his fist with an incredibly unexpected force and downward motion, on knuckles to the table. The wooden table shatters apart, and a blizzard of timber and slivers whirls around the room, and then all goes black.
There's no bacon.
Yeah, no more. No bacon for you guys. Yeah.
So I guess you finished, right?
Yeah, that's it. We're done. Thank you for playing. I'll see you all next time.
How am I supposed to go on an adventure on a belly without bacon?
Yeah.
I know. That was the whole quest.
You guys should know your way out by now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I need everybody to roll me a wisdom plus a constitution check and add them together.
Add them together?
Yes.
Like roll twice and add
Yeah, roll a wisdom check and then roll a constitution check and then add them together.
Holy smokes, time.
Uh, 26.
Okay.
It
was wisdom and what?
Constitution.
Okay.
So
38.
38, 26, 15.
18.
18.
Roll 6. My first roll was so shit. It was just so shit. It was last night rolls.
What was your roll?
38. I rolled double 19.
Yeah, 30. Okay.
I don't have any bonuses to my stats, but
there you go.
I didn't need it. Yeah.
Okay. So both of you, Haley and Eric, that's his name. That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't had a drink, so
You don't recognize it without the alcohol.
I can over. I'm like blanket on everything here. So as you both shake off the grogginess,
So much uglier without the booze.
yeah. As you guys both shake off the grogginess of the blackout, you can see that you're in a fairly large stone-walled room. For its size, which is approximately about 40 feet by 40 feet, it feels empty, but the distinct, musty smell of an old library promises it to be much fuller than it looks. The room appears to have no doors or windows. The walls and ceilings are identical to the floor. The ceiling is about 15 feet high, and the room is lit by some of the stone squares on one wall, giving off a faint blue light. So you guys are still passed out. You two are awake right now.
Okay. I will immediately transform my armor into something all black and dark so that I can blend into the shadows. You said it's like a library?
It looks like a library. As you look down to do this, you realize that you have none of your weapons or armor on you as you go to try to activate your armor. Actually, none of your equipment that you're used to having other than your clothing is on you at the time. Yeah.
I am gonna kill that. Fine. Well, get them up. I'm gonna look around and make sure that there's nothing immediately dangerous. You said that we're in a library, right? Some kind of library.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna climb these bookshelves and try to get up to the top so that I can do the stacks go up to a low ceiling?
Well, you see that on one of the walls of the room is a large bookcase, about 20 feet wide and 10 feet tall, with 4 different levels of shelves loaded with all manners of books.
Oh, okay. So it's not like we're in the middle of stacks of.
No, so there's just one bookcase on one of the walls, and you, as you're looking around, you can see that in the corner of the room is a little 3 foot by 3 foot opening in the floor. And in the center of the room, right in the middle of where you guys are all laid out as you're getting up, is a large iron chest. And it looks like the lid is shut and have lock on it with a keyhole in it. But you can't see any key around it.
I'm gonna go try and see
Yeah,
if
I guess since I don't have anything to, I was thinking that I was gonna be able to get a vantage point from up high, but I guess we'll.
Well, the room is it's
figure
only
it out.
40 feet by 40 feet, so and 15 feet tall. So it's about how tall the room is right now.
I'll help waking them up.
Okay, you guys are awake. Yay, Brody, you have nothing on except for your clothing.
Oh.
No armor, no weapons.
Do I not like
One of
this
you
room?
guys bring us here?
Do you not like this room?
Yeah.
I heard the room was calling your mama names earlier. But, no,
Is there
it's,
some magic going on in here?
not that you can discern. There's a faint aura of magic coming from
So
over
I
by
wake
the
up
bookcase. You wake up grumpy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm grumpy.
You're grumpy. Are you playing the dwarf?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
I'll go over to the chest and see if I can open it.
Okay, how are you going to try to see if you can open it?
Try and kick it open.
Make me a roll to kick. Anybody else? What's everybody else doing?
I'm gonna stand back and make in case a trap goes off.
I'm very ready to spare the dying.
So I rolled a 20 on the die.
Yo, 20 on the die. Wonderful.
I'm amazed that a guy was able to kick a chest.
Kick a chest.
Yeah, that seems
Yeah.
like a trick move. Yeah.
So you kick the chest and you hear it tips to a side for a second, then falls right back down, and you hear like a jingling inside whenever it goes. It sounds like metal on metal inside, but it does not open.
How big is this chest?
It's just the size of a normal chest. It's a large iron chest, but so it's a large, just normal size chest.
So is it big enough to hold my armor, our armor and weapons?
Possibly, yeah. It's a pretty large chest.
Okay. Alright, well, I'll
If we
start.
can find something, I can probably pick the lock.
So you said that there was
Well,
a
we're
bookshelf,
surrounded by
but was there like a
books,
desk
so-
or anything that looks like?
No, it's only the
It's
book,
just
the
a
bookshelf
bookshelf.
on the wall, the 3 foot by 3 foot opening in the floor in a corner, and the chest in the middle. Of the
So I'm gonna walk over towards the opening and kind of look down in it. Is there something in there?
So the 3 foot by 3 foot opening in the floor, it looks like it's a straight shoot downwards. As you get closer, the smell of sickening death starts to come out, wafting out as you get closer to it. Looking down, you see that it's pitch black, and you can't really determine how far down the thing.
I'm gonna cast light. Oh wait, no, don't have to touch for light. Damn it. That's
Well, I guess we should
I
start.
can just grab a book and cast light on the book and throw a book down.
You're just gonna just grab one of the books.
Yeah, just
Just
what?
like-
No, don't grab a random book, but I want to grab a random book.
I think we should start scouring
Let's
the books.
let's see if we can find a key or find something that I can use to pick the lock before we
Books.
accidentally throw the book that has the key in it down.
Fine, we can search the bookshelf before I throw things down a hole. That's fine. Alright, we'll search the bookshelf.
Just search the bookshelf. Okay. Go ahead. Whoever wants to is looking at the bookshelf. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence roll.
While they're looking for
Investigation.
these, can I try to
No,
punch?
just intelligence right now. I'm sorry.
Can I punch
13.
the chest open?
You punched the chest open? You can certainly try. It's an iron chest, so I don't know how much you value your hand. But, yeah. So, intelligence rolls
grumpy.
from people. 9, 13. Anybody else? So you can
Just
see,
moderately
it looks like there. So you guys, it looks like there's approximately about 1,200 books on these shelves.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
a lot of books.
that's a lot of books. 1,200, not 12,000. 1,200.
Are they all like roughly
They're
the
all,
same titles, or
They're
just-
all different titles from what you can tell. Stuff like A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, Kamikaze Kobolds.
So it's all fiction then.
The Magical Needle, Study in Magnetic Fields, The Key Begins.
The key
begins.
No, different titles to the different books and everything that's on there.
Can I read The Key Begins while
Yeah,
wandering
so-
around the rest of the place?
So you pull out the book that says, The Key Begins, and as you open it up, you know, so inside this book it is hollowed out,
What?
and there is an iron key resting inside.
Wow. So I'm not punching the chest open.
You
I'm gonna walk over to where she's trying to punch the chest and just hand her the keys. It's up to you. You can use it or not. I don't know if it works. I just found it. Go for it.
You can use that empty book.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. I'm glad I have your permission now.
I'll try to use the key on the chest
Try to
before I
use-
try punching it.
So you slide the key into the lock, and you notice that it turns with ease, and the lid automatically snaps open to reveal that inside the chest is a bunch of needles standing straight up, filled with
Even after it
hundreds
got
of needles, little needles standing straight up.
After it got kicked.
Wasn't
Oh,
there
I'm sorry.
another book about
Thousands
needles?
upon thousands of needles. I'm sorry. Not
Can I
hundreds.
find
With an envelope on top.
the book about needles really quick? There's a book about needles.
There was a book somewhere about needles.
Yeah.
I'm trying to scroll. Yeah. So you want to go pull down the
Yeah.
book about needles?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the hollowed out book because I'm gonna throw that one later. But I want to read the book about needles.
So you pull out the book about needles, and it is called The Magical Needle. And you open it up, and it looks like the pages are all blank.
Well, this is a shit read.
As you close the book, you notice that there is a hollowed out shape on the cover about the size and shape of a needle.
That's weirdish. Like,
Can we grab one of the needles from the chest without pricking ourselves?
Yeah, you can try to grab one of the you want to try to grab one of the needles from the chest. From the chest.
why don't you use the hollowed out book to like do it like it's a pair of tweezers and just try to pull with the hollowed out book edges.
I don't think that would be very easy.
Before you do that, why don't you let me take a quick look and make sure that the needles aren't going to all suddenly spring up.
Or you could also just tip the thing over so that the
Or
letter
do the
falls.
needles look loose.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of needles.
But they're standing
Straight
straight
up.
up.
Yeah, it looks like they're standing straight up. There's
They're
thousands
not
and
connected to
thousands of
anything?
needles.
Or attached?
Not that you can tell.
There was a
Are
book.
these, like,
There was a book
sewing
about
needles,
magnetism.
Oh,
There was a book about magnetism.
fine. We'll also get the magnet book.
I
The
can't read.
study of magnets.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm just spending a lot of time with the
I
bookshelf.
would hate for the polygons.
Alright, so
I mean, I was an acolyte, so I spent some time.
so
with
did somebody say they were trying to pick up one of the needles? Is somebody gonna pick up?
I tried to stop them to let me search for traps, but as soon as I realized that they were all standing on end, then I remembered that she had mentioned that there was a book about magnetism.
Yeah, I totally mentioned that.
So we'll go find that book that was about magnetism.
So as you're pulling it down, you can tell it's a very heavy title, and as you get it down, you realize that it's a giant square of metal that's extremely heavy that's been painted to look like a book.
This is not my forte. Could someone please?
I'll take it.
Thank you. Hoi.
Would that really be a safe thing to hold with a whole bunch of magnets?
I
I
mean,
feel like that's a good way to get flying
Does it
magnets.
say how they work, though?
I'm gonna run my book that looks like it has just enough space for a needle to be in it to over the magnet, just to make sure there isn't a needle in it currently.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I guess, take this one into the chest.
So you take the big giant painted hunk of metal over to the chest.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what do you do?
I was just holding it near the chest doesn't seem to pull any of the meat or
Or
anything.
you put it over it to the side to where?
Like,
Don't
corner.
keep your limbs between the chest.
Yeah,
and
on the corner, so that
back.
part of it's going across, on one corner,
Yeah.
but my hands are kind of
on the side.
yeah.
As you start to slide it over, you notice that a lot of needles start leaning to the side and slowly up and attach itself to the book.
Okay, and I'm gonna lift it up. Did they say stayed on there?
Yeah, stay on there.
Okay.
So you get about a quarter of the needles from the chest, just the corner where you were doing
Yeah.
it, are attached to it.
Might as well take one of those needles and see if you can do something with the book about needles.
Yes, if someone would like to grab one of those needles, that's totally.
I'll grab one of the needles. I'll grab it from where I can see where the loop is.
Mm-hmm.
The eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a sewing needle. Yeah. Pull
It
it off.
is a sewing needle.
It's not a sewing.
Alright,
It's just a regular
do you
needle.
want
But
me to go
yeah. So you're gonna pull it off. It comes off. It's got a little resistance,
Yeah.
Sure.
But you pull it off.
Yeah.
And I'll insert it into the slot that she indicates on the book.
Nothing happens. Okay. That was weird. Don't know
What other books were there?
Use the
There's a
I vaguely
magnet to
recall.
finish.
there's
collecting
Collect
all
all
the
the needles.
a bunch of different
Well, was there anything underneath the needles inside the chest?
There's the thing.
We
that
see
was
there's only
resting
about
on the
you only got about a quarter of them. No, there's nothing that you can see underneath other than the bottom. But there's other titles. There's like how many titles are here? It's like there's like 1,000 titles here. They got a whole list. Barbarian's Diet, Bags of Molding, Architecture Lectures, As I Die Trying, Alchemy at Home, All Pain No Gain, All the Pretty Unicorn. It's an alphabetical list of books.
I think those are.
I'm gonna take all the pretty unicorns and just carry that with me.
You're just gonna just carry it with you?
Yeah, all the pretty unicorns is now with me.
And I'm gonna take the magnet and like try to use it to like slowly collect the rest of the needles.
The rest of it, yeah. As you slide around, you notice that all the needles, all of them start slowly leaning towards where the magnet's pointing up. And once you're done going all the way around, you see that there's one needle in the middle that's still standing.
Oh, that's probably the right one. Here, I take out the needle that's in the thing and I throw it to the side. I'd be really irritating later. And then I go ahead and shove the book on the one needle.
Shove the book on the one needle?
Yeah.
Not shove the needle on the book? You shove the book on the needle?
Yeah.
In the chest? Okay, so
where the hole is.
You put the needle, or you put the book on the needle, and it's there.
Oh, cool.
It's cool.
Well, that was the book with the blank pages, right? So
Yeah.
Open up the book and see if the pages are still blank.
Oh, okay. So as you open the book, that you notice that a bright blue light starts lighting up the room, illuminating the room from the blank pages of the book.
I don't like this.
Matching your hair.
That doesn't look normal.
As the light shines around the room, you notice that these stone archways appear on the west and the east walls, and they light up, and doors appear in both of the archways. Before you can do anything, the old man from the tavern materializes before you. He has a slight smirk on his face, like he is pleasantly surprised in your accomplishments. And he says, well, this is a first. Everyone else that I've brought here died of starvation, or to the illusions brought forth by the bookshelf. Your group seems relatively unscathed. This is a good sign. Now this was just my trial room, to see if you might have the mindset and the skill set needed to take on the challenge of Kzmatic's keep. The reason you are here is to find a way out of this enchanted castle we are in. It has been sealed shut and magically enspelled to prevent anyone from leaving. Kzmatic Kaoler, the undead wizard who trapped me here, is raising armies of the dead out in the world and must be stopped. I may be the only one who can if you can set me free. The enchantment he placed on this keep was significantly targeted against me, which means any of my attempts to escape are doomed to failure. And believe me, I've tried every spell and trick in my broad arsenal. The enchantment prevents me from directly aiding you, other than getting you here to begin with. The keep is going to be difficult for you as well, but once you have a chance, but you at least have a chance, sorry. I cannot divulge any of the secrets of the keep to you, else the enchantment will prevent you from ever leaving as well. The only way for you or I to find our way out is for you to make your own way. Once you have done so, I too can get out and banish the evil lich before he causes too much damage to the world out there. As I've said before, I'm not really asking for your help, as I don't have the luxury of begging for help. Either you find your way out of this keep, or you will die here. That's about all there is to it. I will continue to track your progress in the keep, but I cannot assist you in any way. This chamber was my creation, the rest is not. May the right path reveal its way to you. And with a wave of his hand, your equipment materializes around the chest in the center of the room.
So I'll grab my armor, put it on.
Yeah, I guess I'll take my stuff back. That seems good. But I do put my my new book in my...
Your new book in the bag?
Yeah.
How do we know this guy isn't the Lich or Necromancer?
Now, I know he's a little flawed, but all people really do have the capacity for good. And it sounds like, you know, he had some bad thinking in terms of how to solve his problem. Like, it's not great to kidnap people. But, you know, I think ultimately he's trying to do the right thing.
Yes, and we will help him in his journey to the
Afterlife.
Oh, you guys!
So as you're putting on your armor and getting re-equipped with all your stuff, his image starts to fade into a mist, and as he's going away, you hear him say, "The world of Novus needs me, and I in turn need you. Explore the keep, and you will learn of Novus at the same time."
So the archways are still there, and they're illuminated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. East and west.
Is the
And
hole
we
in
still
the
have-
ground still
We still have
there?
the hole that leads down to.
Yeah, there's still the 3x3 pit in the corner.
And there was no like ladder going down.
Not that Arianna can see.
So I'm gonna take the book that had the key that no longer has anything in it. I'm gonna cast light on it. I'm gonna throw it down the hole.
You're gonna throw it down. Now that you've got some
Yeah.
spell.
Well, it's more like drop it down the hole, probably.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Okay, so as it falls down the hall, you see, or down the hole, you see that it goes down about 30 feet, and it's still falling down. And by the time it finally hits on the bottom, or what you can see at the bottom, you see what looks like just a pile of bodies down at the bottom of the sheet.
I don't think we want to go that way.
Might have been where the starved ones went.
I don't.
You said it's about 30 feet down?
Well, it goes, the book reaches 30 feet and then continues to still go, and then it hits stuff beyond 30 feet.
Then it makes a crunchy noise.
Yeah, because usually your light source, can only reach like 30
Yep.
feet out and stuff, so as it's going down, it finally reaches.
Yeah, that's a long drop without rope.
So, door in the east wall and doorway in the west wall. What would you guys like to do? Or a big chute in the corner. Go for a ride in the chute.
I don't think we're not going down the chute. Not without rope.
Ah, shoot. I know another $1 in the
$1 in the pine jar.
In the pine jar, yeah.
They're about the same.
Yeah.
East or west.
You can't see any illusions in the room.
The doors are closed.
Great sight. What?
The doors are closed. Or in this room? That you're
Oh
in?
yeah, because I can see through illusions. So I mean, is there?
No, there's none that you can see. The bookshelf is faintly lit up.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
take the west door, I guess.
whoever wants to go first, I'm going to touch you really fast, if that's okay.
I'll go ahead and lead the way.
Resistance! Go for it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're
All
just...
right.
So what is the
I'll
resistance
check.
save real
I'll
quick?
check the west door.
What is the resistance, real quick?
Resistance? Oh, it's just, just...
He gets plus something. To
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I have to think about what's happening. It only lasts for a minute, but they get to roll a d4 and add it to a saving throw of his choice. So it's just a little Hail Mary, so to speak. Well, aura, but whatever.
So I'm checking the west door.
The west door. So you open it up, and what looks like it. From what you can tell, it looks like a chapel of some kind. There's rows and rows of pews, and what looks to be like a podium up on the far side of the room.
Okay.
One side of the room.
I'll go ahead and head to the east door and see what's in the east door as well.
Bear with me.
Gotta make it challenging for you.
Yes. When the door opens to the east, and I always pronounce this word wrong. Acrid. Odor of ash and sulfur flows out amongst a gust of hot air.
Acrid is correct.
Acrid, yeah. So the chamber is dark, illuminated by glowing veins of what looks like liquid magma running in thin streams across the walls and the floor.
So we have a church and volcano.
I mean, I'm very comfortable in churches.
Yeah, I'm good with not going into the burning magma room.
But if we're searching for a way out, it's probably not going to be the easy way.
We can always go back.
Well, hopefully.
Okay, so I guess the group of consensus will head into I'll head into the church, the west door, and so walk up to the podium.
So as you walk into the chamber, you notice that the ceiling is much higher than the last room that you were in. It tapers up several stories high with a stained glass window at the top, allowing daylight to dimly illuminate the room. The window has a symbol formed out of multiple shades of color, appearing to be some kind of religious symbol that none of you are familiar with. The chamber is trapezoidal in shape. So, like this, yeah. You're coming in through the side over here from there, so it's trapezoidal in shape, with you having entered one of the equally sized walls. There's a large frame painting on the long wall depicting a lighthouse with the same symbol as the stained glass mounted on the top of the room, emitting beams of white light in several directions as a large ship approaches. Several rows of pews line up on either side of the room, facing towards the mural, and to a podium that is on the raised stage. Alright, so what do you want to do?
I'll go up to the podium. Is there anything on the podium, in the podium?
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Perception. It's a 12.
It doesn't seem like there is anything on the podium as you're looking around.
So, does it actually feel like I'm in a church if I'm in this area?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels like it's a church of some kind.
Is there anything that I see that I recognize as being tied to a particular deity or anything?
Possibly the religious symbol that is on the stained glass and the lighthouse. Go ahead, make me a religion check. I don't have a number here, but
I'm going to stop rolling that particular d20. That is a 1 plus not enough. I think I have a grand total with that of 3. Oh, nice.
Hold on. What was that rod that you had? You said is it earlier?
So I have a rod of Aura's light.
Is that the religion? Your religion?
Yes, I am a follower of.
Okay, yeah, because it has a little blurb just at the top. I don't think this. They didn't connect this to the pre-gen characters. You recognize the symbol as Aura's symbol, the goddess of light.
Oh!
Okay.
Yay!
Yeah, it's like a little blurb right at the beginning of the room, just before all the stuff. But it's a religion of Aura. So you recognize it as the symbol is Aura, goddess of light.
Oh! Well, I absolutely offer a quick prayer, hello, thank you, to Aura, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, this place is fine. We're good. This is fantastic.
So I guess you'd be opposed to us smashing out that window and getting out.
please don't. Might be a little disrespectful.
And also the window is pretty high. It's up in the wall up high.
As if that would stop.
I'll start standing on each other's shoulders to get all the way up there.
I think that with Aura's guidance, we can maybe come up with some better choices.
I do have a
Please,
sling.
Goddess. You're really good people. I promise.
Note to self: sneak back later, escape without them.
Why not?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So anything else you guys would like to do? Check out the room.
See if there's any other exits from the chapel.
Yeah, looking at the room, there doesn't seem to be anything else on the walls. This room is trapezoidal in shape. So it's like.
Are there carpets on the floor?
I am not sure. You guys came through door here, and as soon as you came in, door shut. The mural is on the long wall, like this, and with the podium. And there's nothing, no other doorways.
And you said there's nothing that you could see on the podium.
No.
Okay, I want to go look at the mural. Why not? Mural.
So you spend some time looking at the mural, and upon closer inspection, you find a little itty bitty writing, usually where the author's signature would be. That seems to say, it says, "Only the light can open the way to a hopeful future. Only faith can protect you from it."
Oh! Well, I absolutely believe these things. Only light and faith. Well, I do have a rod of Aura's light. There is that. But I also have my little divinity thing, token. I can channel some divinity. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so while she's looking around, what are the rest of you doing?
I was going to check and see if I thought maybe if there were carpets on the floor, maybe there was a trap door or something under the carpets, or maybe behind the mural.
So you want to try to take the painting off the ground? Yeah, I mean, because there's rows and rows, there's like pews, in a church, pew.
Sure.
So they're probably, I will assume that there's probably carpet covering, or at least a central carpet or something in the room.
I'm looking through the pews.
If I pull back the mural, is there anything behind it?
Well, you pull back the mural, and also I guess you're helping her with it. Yeah, you started pulling it off there. You can see on the back side of it, it looks like there's a little bump in the what is that, the paper that goes on the back? You paint. What is that called on the back of a painting? The paper.
Yeah.
The
back cover.
Yeah, the back cover. It looks like there's a little bump back there.
Like something is inside the mural.
Inside of it, yeah.
So between the canvas and the back cover.
Yes.
I mean, on the one hand, I really don't want to rip apart this mural.
I'll pull out a knife.
Be respectful!
I'll slit the back cover.
Not straight through though, just very gently.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna dig out the mural, just the back cover.
Okay.
Okay. So while you're doing that, you're checking the pews. You notice in each pews, just like in normal churches that we have, there's on the front, which is the back of the other seats. There are little pamphlets that are there. When you open up, and they got little hymns to Aura and different things on them, like demons, light, hope, faith. And it's little descriptive prayer hymns that you can that have little stuff about them.
Please bring me one.
So as you're cutting it open, you notice a little ring falls out of the back of the painting.
She gave me one of the hymns.
She gave me one of the hymns.
There you go.
I put the ring on. Why not? Sure.
You put
Why
the
not?
ring on?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what that does. But I'm also going to start singing the hymns in praise of the
Singing the different hymns. So
Yeah.
they're different, like poem hymns.
Mhm.
But they give different. Which one?
I take it back. I think I'd rather burn in the magma.
So there's different ones that are on the pamphlets. You can see there's 6 main ones on there: darkness, dawn, demons, hope, light, and faith.
Light, duh.
So like
Goddess of light.
the poem describes how aura is the light that shines from Novus and will help repel those who meet it harm.
I mean, this
And
sounds...
you go ahead and recite it, and you feel happy.
I do feel happy.
Yeah, you feel happy.
I feel very happy about this. Yes! Okay, so I'm wearing a random ring. And there's nothing behind the painting, but on the wall itself, behind the mural. Okay.
I'm guessing you guys are putting the painting back on the wall after you're done ripping up the back?
Yes.
Okay.
I will do it by myself.
By
struggling.
yourself. You're like,
I need, oh gosh.
Get it up there.
Yeah.
Alright.
But there's no other door out of this room.
No other door that you can see.
Maybe something about the light, maybe going up to the pedestal with some light source.
I mean, I could just cast Sacred Flame at things. It's a holy light. It's a radiance. Just saying. I don't want to use my rod yet.
Sacred Flame the whole place.
I mean, it's a cantrip.
We're banned to find a way out.
Yes.
Burning holes are, you know,
No,
they
it's
count,
radiance, and I'm in a place of radiance.
Well, what about your light spell? You cast on a book, then you just cast on
Sure.
something else
I'll
and go up
just-
to the podium.
Cast light on the ring that's on my finger, because why not? It's now lit.
Wait, you do what?
I cast light on the ring on my finger.
On the ring. Okay, so now the ring is shining.
Yes, it's shining bright, like a diamond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bright light coming.
Yeah, it's just nice and bright now. I'm gonna walk over to the podium and see if I can see.
So as you're walking and you know your hands doing its normal movement, the light happens to shine on the mural on the lighthouse, which causes it to illuminate and brighten the whole room with a strong beam of light and very striations about the room. I mean, everybody roll me a dex save.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Early 6 as
12.
well.
12,
16!
16, 2,
12.
12,
6.
6. For dice. Here we go. Okay, so the light hits you all, and nothing seems to happen. You get a faint tingling whenever certain beams of the light hit you, but nothing happens. You just tingle.
Do they feel like good tingles? Like I'm getting tickled by aura?
No, they do not. It feels like tingles, like, whoo, something bad did not just happen.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
And the lights are shining all over the room.
Like a disco
So
ball.
yeah, so what are you guys doing? They're coming back around.
Definitely going to try to find a place to avoid. Are the lights coming out of the mural?
Out of the lighthouse.
So if we get against the wall.
So
from where
if
the
I
mural
put the
is.
mural back on the ground so it's facing the
You want
ground,
to take it off of there?
yeah, and have it face the ground again. I'm just putting it face down on the ground. So I'm not hurting it, I'm not destroying it, I'm just putting it face down.
Okay, I guess so. So it doesn't really cover that, and they're sure. Go ahead and maybe roll percentile for me. Arianna, she's trying to get the thing. You were still checking the pews for different stuff, right? Are you still checking the pews as this light goes on?
Duck behind a
Are you
pew.
trying to duck behind a pew? The light goes.
I was like in the middle, like running down.
It said percentile, not Mariah and Arianna.
It's an 100 and a 4.
Oh, it's just
So
So it's a double zero and
Yeah.
a 4. So it's a 4. Okay. So while you're trying to do that, the beam of light from the lighthouse hits you, and you take 2 damage.
Who?
Arianna, the light beam hits her.
This.
And then you get it off the. Well, you're standing right in front of the mural trying to take it off the wall.
Inappropriate.
You're bound to get hit by the light.
I don't think the light guided you well.
It's fine.
Okay, so you lift it off and you get it on the ground.
Like just like the room with the bookshelf and the pit, we have to think about what the clue on the painting means.
We just got light through the thing. I guess it wasn't sacred light. I could sacred flame the lighthouse, but
Could we just use it as a weapon? Just hold up the mural?
Carry it around with you? Yeah, there you go.
Like, looking around the room, is there somewhere that the light can shine that might affect something? Is the stained glass window, is that on the same wall as the mural?
Yeah, it's up, yeah.
okay. If you want to get behind it and just hold it up,
Yeah,
you
can I
all stand
just
behind
grab
it.
onto the mural and just
Stand behind it.
stand behind it and point it around the room? Make sure everyone is behind the mural.
So we're just all gonna turn around.
Make sure everybody's behind the mural? Yeah.
Like a sprinkler.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, definitely. You can hold it up like that. The light shines around the room. You guys are hiding behind the mural, and it seems like the light just shines everywhere. There's no reaction anywhere in the room.
And it doesn't
What if we take
cause
it to the
anything
other?
to shimmer or...
Huh?
No?
No, not that you guys can see.
Can we take it to the other?
No, the door closed behind you when you came into this room.
Is it
No, we can't open the door.
No, you can go try.
Maybe you should try.
Are you still holding the
using
mural while you're
ring.
trying to open the door?
I'll
The
go
ring.
open
The ring was just a ring.
Right, but is the ring the lighthouse react?
The light's on the ring.
Because she cast light on it.
Try to go open the door.
Yeah, the door doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't
It
open.
doesn't
Basically,
open.
I just flashed the light of the ring.
We're
at
locked.
We're locked out.
Was that?
We're locked in here. The door won't open.
This might be how people started. Just saying.
Or get sunburned.
Maybe take off the ring and put it down, and I can shine my mural light at
I
the
mean,
ring.
sure.
Wait, why don't you try using the ring like a magnifying glass to the lighthouse?
Oh, to direct its beam.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Maybe at the stained glass.
Sure. Let's try that. I'm totally gonna get burned again. We're gonna try that.
Or you want me to?
I'm sorry. What are you gonna try?
The way that works.
I'm gonna pull off the ring that's on my finger and
Okay.
try to hold it so that it's covering the lighthouse.
It's covering.
And we're aiming it at
So
the
you're-
stained glass.
So you're gonna stand in front of the mural.
I'm not standing in front of it. I'm behind it. I'm risking an arm.
The idea is trying to use
not
the ring
ideal.
like the magnifying glass for the light coming
Yeah.
out of the
And
lighthouse.
try-
I really don't like this. In fact, I'd rather someone else did it so I could just
Like I
feel
said,
it
I'll do
after. Okay, cool.
And trying to redirect it to the stained glass light.
Yeah.
Okay, roll me percentile.
That doesn't sound like it's gonna work.
43.
Okay, so as the light beam hits the ring in your hand, you feel that tingling, and you take 2 damage.
Okay.
And the light reflects, but it has no effect.
Shoot.
Can I break the ring?
I mean, no. What I could do is cast my Rod of Light that's actually Aura's at the lighthouse, because that is actually Aura's light, so maybe that would be better than just Sacred Flame, which is still a holy radiance. But I could try it, or that would make the beam of light that attacks us worse. But that's wasting a thing that I won't be able to use very much.
Let's face the mural against the wall and look around this room some more. There might be some clues that we're overlooking.
Actually, let me read. Can I actually just read the rest of the hymns? I want to know what they all say.
Oh, what else?
Yeah.
They all have the different descriptions.
Yes.
So, like, darkness describes a magical storm that engulfs the world in darkness, introducing dangerous forces into the world. Dawn describes the survival of the world and the introduction of Aura as a force of good in a world in despair and rebuilding.
Okay.
Demons describes the rise of a new evil race of creatures being brought into the world by a mighty demon lord.
Okay.
Hope describes how the believers of Aura can bring hope to the world by healing the sicknesses and curses of the others. Light, which is the one you already recited earlier, describes how Aura is the light that shines from Novus and will help repel those who meant it harm. And Faith describes how the believers' shared faith is the way to save Novus from demons and other dangerous beasts.
Oh, guys, you just need to convert. Come on. That's how we get out.
I think I'd rather starve to death.
Oh.
Can I aim the mural at the door?
Yeah, the light hits it, and there's no...
Like at the... Is it like a key?
No, not that you can see.
Can I make the key?
No.
So searching around the room, like, reveals
There's
nothing
nothing
else.
else.
There's no other hooks on the wall.
There's a
other,
bunch of the pamphlets on the back of the pews. Now there's the
Are all the
podium, which
pamphlets
is
the same?
pretty nondescript. I'm sorry?
Are all the pamphlets the same?
All the pamphlets are the same with the same hymns and everything on them. In the last pew, whenever you're checking behind it, you see that there is a small mirror with a little wooden handle on it, but it's pretty nondescript.
Okay.
That look good.
Interesting.
It's just a mirror.
to
That look fabulous.
shine the light.
Shine the light back on itself.
Yeah.
Try it.
No, I don't look
What?
We're
I was asking if
gonna,
I look fabulous.
You look fabulous. Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
we're gonna use the mirror to holding the handle, so we don't have to get our hand in the way, but try and mirror the light back at the lighthouse.
Yeah. It just bounces right back. There's no effect.
What else is on the mural?
It's the scene. Let's see, where's the scene again?
Oh, if there are demons, you should totally use the light on the demons. That is smart.
Trying to see where's the scene. So it's a large frame painting depicting the lighthouse and the same symbol, the stained glass mountaintop. So the realist symbol of Aura. And it's emitting beams of white light in several directions as the large ship approaches. And then whenever you shine the light around the room, it hit the lighthouse, and the lighthouse lit up. And now the lighthouse is shining beam into the room from the mural.
What if I
Other
shine
than
the
that,
light? What if I
there's-
shine the light at the ship that's incoming?
Yeah, it looks like it has no effect. Other than that, on it, it's just the words that say, "Only the light can open the way to a hopeful future. Only faith can protect you from it."
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't do great in Acolyte school. Okay. I mean,
There just isn't enough in this room for me to think about where else to redirect the light. There are no other hooks or anything for the I was thinking
Just
maybe
use
if
the
the
mirror.
mural needed to be placed in a different location,
Or
but
just use the mirror to try to shine it on the door or on the podium.
Are you shining the light? No.
Yeah,
Does-
shining the
So you
light.
gotta remember that when the mural was on the wall, the beam of light was going all around the room, and it wasn't doing anything.
Well, yeah, but
The only time it does
maybe
anything is
interacting with the
whenever it
mirrors.
hits one of you guys. Then you guys either start tingling or you feel pain.
Wait. Some people were tingling and felt pain at the same time.
Yeah, you tingle and then you feel pain, unless you just tingle and don't feel pain.
So does anybody else just tingle?
Yeah, you, you and you. You guys just tingle. You got hit for pain, and you got hit for pain and tingling.
mm-hmm. The first time I just tingled. The second time
Yeah,
I
first time you guys just tingled.
Only the faith. Only the
It's only the light can open the way to a hopeful
Have
future.
faith will
Only
protect you,
faith
so-
can protect you.
Oh, I'm
Just
gonna
need
read the
to-
faith prayer.
You gonna read the faith prayer?
I'm gonna read the faith prayer
Okay.
because I am faithful.
maybe it might be as simple as just reading the hymn.
Probably
out
not.
loud.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you read
Just
you read
purposely
you read the
standing
faith
in the light.
you read the faith poem,
Okay.
and then you feel a tingle.
I feel a
You
tingle
feel a tingle
from reading the faith.
from reading the faith poem. You feel a tingle.
I put my hand in front of the beam.
You feel a tingle.
I feel a tingle,
Yes,
but it doesn't hurt.
but it doesn't hurt.
Okay, guys. I
Look
know you're not.
Huh?
I feel like I'm in a fire phone.
I know you're
Tingle.
not major followers, but I think that if you just say this with me and maybe try to believe in maybe some of the light of Aura, we might get through this. And so I recite the faith one, hoping that they follow along.
I will set down the mural against the wall and recite the faith and step
Which way is the mural facing? Now towards you guys or towards the wall?
towards us.
Towards
and
you?
I'll step into the light while
Are you-
reciting the poem.
Well, we're saying the poem. Yeah, you just feel it tingle.
Guys,
Lights going around the room.
the lights are going around the
Around the
room.
room. You three make me percentile rolls.
Oh, if that thing's back
It's
up on
actively-
the wall, then I'm standing against the
You stand
wall.
against the wall. This
Against
light
the-
shines. It's amazing magical light that shines from the lighthouse. It'll even hit everywhere.
Yo,
What was
Kurt.
it?
Jesus.
21.
21. You feel tingling and you take 1 damage.
I want to say 92, but I'm not sure because I never really.
What am I making?
Just a percentile roll. You roll
Well, which one was your...
Oh.
you don't have
Next time, don't roll 2 of the
Same
ones that
time,
are...
yeah.
Yeah, here, see that
What'd you get?
A 9.
900.
9. You take 2 damage.
I got a 29.
What if
29.
I don't believe in the damage?
You got 3 damage. And then it'll like start circulating around the room again.
I'm just continuing to say the chant in the hope that
Yeah,
everyone
fine.
chants along.
Fine, I'll read
You
the chant.
read the faith poem. You read the faith poem.
I'm still hesitant.
You saw-
I'm watching everybody else.
But everybody else is reading the faith poem. And then you notice the light swoops back down and it goes over Eric. And he doesn't seem to have any effect. He shivers a little bit from tingle, but that's about it. And it comes back around, it hits your Jordan. It comes back around.
I add a please at the end of
Yeah,
each time I
right,
say the faith poem.
You got one holdout here.
I know.
If I didn't burn us into flames from reading it, you won't either.
It'll come back around. 3,
Fine.
2. Okay. So as soon as you finish reading the faith poem, the light suddenly stops its random movements and coalesces into a single bright beam of light that shines upon the blank wall opposite of the wall that you came in from, and the light shows a doorway forming where the stone once was, and the other door that you came through also unlocks and opens.
I'm just really glad I didn't have to use my rod for this.
So, volcano or furnace?
We've already started down this path, we might as well keep going.
Oh, wait, the other door unlocked. The door.
Yeah, the door behind you unlocked, and then one appeared in a stone archway on the other side.
Can we just carry the mural with us instead?
I mean, is it still a beam
No,
of light?
once the doorway, light coalesces, and once it shines the doorway, the light
But I do
recedes.
keep the ring with me.
You have the ring on.
Yeah.
And I say I never believed in that. So.
Oh, you
I love
had
the
to
bad
for
taste in
just a minute. For just a minute, you did. Which means you can always believe again. Sorry, I believe in your inner goodness.
Bah, humbug.
How's everyone feeling?
By the way, I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Tingling.
Oh.
And you guys are all tingling.
I feel sullied and unusual.
I mean, that's not what I was checking, but okay, that's fine.
So what's in where does the new door lead? What's in the new door?
What's
So
in the
I-
box?
So as you open the door up, each of you tense up. You feel a gust of cold wind blowing forth across you. It feels like an Arctic chill creeping over you almost instantly as soon as you open the door up.
It's 5 o'clock.
Fire or ice?
It's nice. So as you open it more, behind the door is not an open room as one might expect. Instead, you see simply a tunnel, not of stone or of earth, but of white ice. The tunnel is rectangular in shape, about 6 feet high and 4 feet wide, and goes slightly forward at an upward incline. The ice has a light blue glow shining from within, providing light all along the way.
Can I borrow that back? Thank you. Because you don't have it anymore. I'm going to tap you and say, I think you can get through this. So you're going to have resistance for the next minute in case it goes open. Alright. I mean, as a follower of Aura, I've been shown the way. So I'm going to go in the tunnel.
You're going to go in the tunnel?
I'm going in the tunnel.
It's in the tunnel.
Yep.
Okay. So the air is deathly cold, and a numbness seeps into each of you, colder than anything you may have experienced before. The tunnel climbs up for, it looks to be about 25 feet, before leveling off into a chamber. So are you guys all proceeding along?
Yeah, may as well.
Okay. So the chamber looks to be about 10 feet in diameter, a dome-like chamber. The ceiling raises up about 15 feet with a single massive stalactite of ice hanging from it. It's about 3 feet across at the top, and it tapers down to about 5 feet before ending in like a rounded point on the top. Behind a wall of ice at the back of the chamber, seemingly frozen in place, is a gargantuan cross between a worm and an insect. It has a large dark plates coating its body, sharp bony appendages protruding from its sides, and a wide open mouth framed by giant spikes. Let's see. I have a picture of it. I know it's in black and white. It's not full color for you guys. But you're excited to see this in the wall of ice at the back side of the chamber.
So that's in the wall of ice?
Yeah, it's in the wall right there. Below the icy stalactite, about 6 feet in diameter, is a pool of water with chunks of thick ice floating on top. The pool is fairly clear at the top, but turns black as you look down into it, so its depths cannot be determined visually. There is no visible way to exit this area other than going back.
Is the way back still open?
Yes, the door behind you is still open.
Does it look undead? The wyvern insectoid creature?
Is it just a
Or
painting,
do
or is
you-
it like an actual
Wyvern.
creature in the wall?
Do I need to run?
Who has the highest intelligence of the party?
Well, that ain't me.
I don't think that's anyone in the party.
I don't think Sherry's that smart.
No, I mean of the party, not the players.
players.
Party.
That's not a very high bar.
I mean, I'm very average. My
Okay,
intelligence
let's do this. Go ahead and as you guys are looking at it, go ahead and make me an intelligence check. How about that?
Sure, man.
Sure.
4, 5.
10.
6.
20.
20. Hey, there you go.
I was confused with that.
So as you're looking at it, you can tell that this is an illusion that's in the ice there. It's not actually real.
His
Well,
helm would
I-
have seen through the illusion.
Feels
Oh
like
yeah, you got the hell. Okay, so you can also tell it's an illusionary image in the ice there. It's not actual there.
Cool.
Alright, well,
What's it sound? It's like weird.
seems like we can ignore that.
Oh, so it's not.
It's
real.
not real.
Okay.
She gets it.
Yeah.
So you said the depths are like super dark.
Yeah, you can see, like most of it, it's clear on top, but the further it goes down, it just turns black. So you can tell that it goes down for some ways, but you can't determine how deep it goes.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out my book on unicorns.
Unicorns.
What? No!
Oh, okay.
I'm casting
Never mind.
light on the book of unicorns. It's just a book, right? I don't know. Casting light on the book, and I'm dropping the book in the water.
Was it made out of real unicorn?
It's too late now.
No, so you're casting light on the book.
Yeah, and I'm
then-
letting the book go in the water. This is my thing now.
Yeah.
Destroying books randomly. Rampant destruction of knowledge.
I have a feeling a librarian would be very upset with you right now.
Oh, I have like 3 friends who would probably kill me.
It's fine.
Okay, so as you shine or you cast light
I cast
on
light.
the book, and
On the
you
unicorns.
drop it in the pool of water, and you know it starts floating down. And it's illuminating. See, it get to about what you can say about 10, 15 feet down, and you can see what looks like a small opening on the side of the shaft as it's going down, and then it keeps going, and then it finally ends about another 10, 15 feet past that, where it comes to rest on the bottom. It's illuminated by, and you can see that there is a what looks to be a square iron plate down there, and now your book is like resting on top of it in the bottom of the murky depths of water.
Pressure plate.
Pour you. Pour.
It's just a book, as far as I know.
It's a book on uniforms.
Which is why I took it with me, but then it wasn't as important later. It happens. You pick up stuff and then you decide, I don't know why I'm carrying this around. Alright, so I'm gonna dip my toes in the water.
Yeah, that's gonna be cold.
I know.
Yeah, you put your tootsies into the water, and immediately you pull your foot right back. It is almost freezing cold water. You feel the chill just like radiate up your leg.
Yeah, that seems like a good way to get frostbite.
What about the illusion? What if I stab the illusion? I'm gonna stab the illusion.
You just have to go ahead and roll me an attack roll using that plus 16 knife. No?
No, I'll use my silver longsword.
Okay.
So that's a 15.
Okay. So your longsword embeds itself in the ice wall, and then you pull it back out, and it doesn't seem to have any effect.
So it looks like there's a pressure plate. I wonder if that would be a way to drain the water, or if something really bad would happen. I don't know. Does anyone have something really heavy?
What bad could happen with an illusion of a big giant
Wyvern?
kind of
Either it drains the
what bad could
water,
happen?
either it drains the water, or it turns the illusion into reality.
Or it releases
Unicorns. Releases the unicorn.
I mean, if I have the opportunity, I'm going to pick the book back up. Just say.
Well, I mean, we had a volcano room back there, and we have an ice room over here. What if we
I'm
combine
sure.
the two?
I suspect we're gonna run into a wind room and
The hard rock room?
a rock room. Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe even a Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
$1 bad punch.
Liz looks very sad.
Yeah, she has to deal with this on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Someone pass me a bottle of water, please.
Almost 8 years.
There's small bottles of water. Almost 8 years now. Yeah, next week is our wedding anniversary in 3 days.
Got it.
See water.
It might be down. Yeah.
Does anyone have a boil water ability?
I definitely do not have that.
No.
Is anybody resistant or immune to cold?
Clearly not me.
No,
My tootsies are cold.
I am not.
I guess I could just.
I can change the way my clothes look, but it's just an illusion, so yeah, that wouldn't help me.
I mean, I do wonder if we could go all the way back to the bookshelf room and grab the magnet and then toss it in the water and hope that it falls just right to land on the pressure plate and then trigger the thing. That might be terrible.
That would actually be interesting if there's something if that bookshelf has books that reference a lot of these.
Yeah, but he also said something about them being illusions that like drove people mad or something. Don't know how much I like.
I spent all my time thinking about how I was going to slit his throat, so I wasn't really listening to what he was saying.
Oh, they're
Nice.
still good.
Thankfully, there isn't any good in me, so.
I think
I'm
I'll
alright
cast spider climb on myself and go up to that stalagmite.
Oh, stalactite.
Stalactite. Right.
Stalagmite or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stalag with the C is in the ceiling. Stalag with a G is in the ground. Stalactite.
Yeah, stalactite has to hold on tight.
So you're gonna go up to the top of the stalactite?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to climb ice walls?
I
guess spider climb, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go up there and it's a sliver of ice, a stalactite of ice that's about 5 feet long. So it takes up like a third of the ceiling. It's there at the base. And it's like a third because the room is 15 feet high, so it's like a 5-foot stalactite. It's curved at the end.
Hey, can you just break that off?
I take my club!
Can you use a club in spider form?
No, it's not spider form. I use spider climb.
Spider climb. Okay, oh, so you're still just in human form?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not. I'm just like standing literally upside down.
Actually, is
I make sure
the
not to be under
stalactite
that.
directly over that plate?
Yes.
Oh,
It's in the
well,
center
that,
of the room.
that
Right.
seems like
It's ice. It'll just float like the other.
Well, yeah, but gravity will, before it floats, it'll fall.
Alright. Do you think it'll fall that much against the resistance of water? Oh wait, but this is game logic.
well.
Okay.
It'll certainly
roll me-
fall
roll me
and
an attack
probably
on it.
hit it. It may not stay.
Well,
Although it's 30 feet down and this thing is 15 feet high, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's 5 feet long. But it's 50. It's all 15 feet high. So yeah. So you break.
That was a nat one.
So that's a swing and a miss.
does she unstick
And
from
you
the ceiling?
I'm gonna say it fall, slip on the ice and ceiling,
Does she fall into the water?
fall into the water.
Wait, so I like.
So make me a Constitution saving throw from the shock of the cold water as you plunge into the middle of the lake. We'll set the DC at a 12.
Oh,
I got 12 on the die.
You got a 12 on the die? Oh, there we go. Okay, well that works. Okay, so it's cold and you're like, but you know, like going into any kind of water, it's your body's just gonna start warming up to it.
Yeah,
a
I'll
little
get out
bit.
and try climbing back up. It's concentration for an hour.
Soaking wet. Yeah. Okay.
Why didn't you bring me my book back, man?
I didn't.
Yeah. So she's cold, yeah. And as you get to the side, you're starting to become more acclimated to the water temperature, but you climb out, and you're gonna go climb right back up the wall.
Yep.
Okay.
attempt number 2.
Where did you get another nat 1? How long have you been on the wall? Would you soaking wet freeze to the side of the chamber wall?
Should be extra.
Don't stick your tongue to the stalactite. Yeah.
Is that what will
Yeah,
happen with
good,
the next
good
one?
Christmas story.
Somehow I don't know. I have a hard time believing
Okay, that was a 20.
the expectation is that we
20 total.
need to break off this
Roll me damage.
damn.
Well, it's actually probably that we're just supposed to swim the thing. Maybe. Or swim down and touch the plate. It's one or the other. Swim into the hole or down to touch the plate.
3.
Would be a very bad idea.
3 damage? Okay, so you take out a little chunk out of the side of the stalactite, but not a lot.
So it actually is a stalactite.
So yeah, stalactite. Yeah, it's on the ceiling. You see,
There used to be a mnemonic that you could
Yeah,
use to.
It's
Yeah,
mythical
it's
tight,
tight,
and then
so
might
Stalactite,
Yeah.
you know it's tight because it's
holding on
not
to it.
falling down.
And,
Stalagmite,
Has the might to rise up.
well, no, or it might fall over because it's standing up. It doesn't need to hold it.
or if you're spelling it correctly, stalactite with a C is from the ceiling. Stalagmite with a G is from the ground. Stalag. Yes. That's just more of a skull.
I just wonder
I'll
why
go ahead and
it's
I'll
something.
go ahead and hop in the water and I'll step on the plate.
You're gonna hop in the water,
Yeah.
and you're gonna swim all
Bring
the
me
way
my
down.
book back.
Yeah.
Back of the book back.
So it's 30 feet down, right?
Well, I have some half plate to help me.
It helps him sink nicely.
How are you
How are you
gonna
gonna swim back up?
I mean, if you can get a certain distance, I can at least put my
like what I have
quarterstaff
some
out.
strength.
Are you familiar with the rules for swimming? But for holding breath or how many minutes it is? It's equal to your like Constitution modifier or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
how many minutes is equal to your con? Yeah.
Equal to your
Modifier.
I'll have a modifier plus 3.
If you're gonna do that, you should probably have us tie a rope to you.
Do we have rope?
I just like grab my rope and toss it to you guys. I have 50 foot of rope
Alright.
Okay, so you're
Right.
gonna.
from the ceiling.
We're tying him up.
Tie a piece of rope to one of your belts or something so that if you can't swim back up with all that weight on, because I don't know how easy it is to swim in armor.
I probably shouldn't be one of the people most holding the rope though, because I'm not very good at strength.
I'm not super good, but I'm.
How long does your light spell last for?
That's a great
Yeah.
question. I can probably answer.
So as you jump into the frigid water with you got the rope tied around you, or you're holding onto it, or however you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
An hour.
I'm holding on to it.
An hour. So the water is a shock to your system, but you still manage to maintain your focus and stay conscious. You know, as you begin your descent, you're swimming down about 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet. You see the little tunnel off to the side. What are people? Is there say swim speed? Yeah, swim speed.
It would be half. It would be
Half
half.
your
speed.
movement. Your movement's normally 30. So 15 feet in okay.
6
so-
seconds.
Yeah, 6 seconds. Yeah, I was gonna say because what's your Constitution modifier?
3.
3. Okay, so 3 minutes. Okay, so 6 seconds. You're down there, and then are you gonna continue going all the way to the bottom?
Yeah. Well, can I see anything like in down the opening?
And the little, it's a little side tunnel. Looking for the description, what it says.
I mean, I'm still heading down. Just
Take it again. You're on your way.
right.
Mm.
I'm not gonna stop and smell the roses. And,
You're not moseying. You're
Yeah.
just alert.
Yeah, you can see that the side tunnel it goes straight for a couple of feet. You can't really tell how long it is,
Right,
so you
start.
can't see the end of it. But it does look like it has the same kind of incline as the tunnel you guys came in.
so it is going up.
Yeah, the same angle going up.
Okay.
And as you continue to go down.
And your ears rupture from the depth.
Yeah,
Oh,
you go down
no.
25, 30.
Yeah.
You get to
But
the.
the pressure starts getting pretty bad. Like you have to
Yeah.
clear your equilibrium a little bit.
Yeah, so you get down to the plate at the bottom, and it looks like it's just it's a square metal plate at the bottom of it with a unicorn book lit up, sitting on top of the plate.
I'll go ahead and grab the book and I'll swim towards the archway.
Oh, the tunnel that's about halfway up.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, it's halfway up. I thought it was.
Yeah, it's between. Yeah, it's about 15 feet, and then the book on the plate is like another 15 feet down.
Oh, okay.
So
I
it's
thought
about
it was
30
just a
feet
tall
down.
archway.
No.
Not all the way to the bottom.
No, it's like a separate tunnel off the side.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I'll go up to the tunnel
Alright. So as you
with my book, my unicorn book of light.
unicorn book of light going on for an hour. Yeah. So you are you're swimming up the tunnel, and it seems to go for about another 30 feet upwards. So it looks like it ends in a block of ice, and on the other side, through the block of ice, seems to be about 2 feet thick, just about. You can see that there is a doorway on the other side of it.
And not an illusion.
Not for your helmet though is not an illusion.
So there's a block of ice blocking my way to the door.
Yeah, and
there's no pocket of air or anything. It's all water up until it's a wall of ice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll swim my way out. Yep.
Okay, so you swim back, and you're there holding your unicorn book of light.
Yep.
Okay.
Soggy.
So,
It's okay.
My soggy unicorn book of light.
so do you let them know what you
Yeah.
got?
Yeah, I'll tell them that the plate at the bottom did nothing when I stepped on it. There was a tunnel there that hadn't inclined up, and it just led to a wall of ice with a door on the other side.
And when you stepped on it, it fully depressed it?
As far as I know,
Yeah, yeah.
nothing happened up here when I stepped on it.
Did we see anything?
Oh,
Yeah, no, nothing happened up top.
Okay,
That you can
okay.
tell.
Shillelagh the club, whack it again.
Can I have my book back?
Okay.
Let's, I'm wondering if maybe we might
Try.
need something from
Try.
the magma room to melt the ice in this room.
But there was also chunks of ice in here, so maybe we should grab some chunks of ice and head back to the magma room. Maybe grab some.
In case there's something in
Maybe
there
it's
that
actual.
requires.
You're hitting it with the
Mixing of fire and ice. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and
17
Oh,
to hit.
Alright, go ahead and roll me some damage. What are you rolling for damage?
It's a D8 with Shillelagh. 6.
So you hit it with a pretty good thwack, and you see another little chunk comes out. And you see some cracks start to form in the icicle. So yeah,
Whack it again.
right again. Roll me another. Roll.
Smack again.
Maybe that will work.
That is a 13.
Alright, go ahead and roll me some damage.
I'm staying clear.
You're saying
Yeah, we're all
Fine.
clear.
Yeah,
of
so
that
with
situation.
that last thwack of the shillelagh, you see cracks start forming all along the circumference of the icicle, and you hear the unmistakable sound of crackling ice as it echoes through the chamber. And each of you reflectively like jump back as the icicle crashes into the water and forms a giant wave of water slashing all of you, chilling you guys to the bone, and you see the icicle go down.
Good thing I was already acclimated.
Yeah.
And I'm just like staring from the ceiling.
And so as the chunk of ice plummets down into the pool, striking the bottom with enough force to shake the entire room, something seems to trigger at the bottom of the pool, and you see the water level start to lower
Oh,
as it starts to drain out. Somewhere out of sight.
I wasn't crazy.
yeah.
Me just standing upside down on the ceiling yelling this at you.
Although that does present a new challenge because now we can't swim down.
Well, how far
And
down
what are
did
we
it
going to
go?
tie
Did it
in
go
ropes
15
to?
feet or 30 feet?
Well, she can spider climb, so
And also
Because
transform
if
into a
there's
spider.
still water down there, we can
So-
just get into the water, like fall into the water, and then if it's like the same height to get out to the little.
right.
olive
And
thing.
if it goes too low, she can spider climb, or I can climb.
So she'll-
Well, and
she'll
we
hold
still
the
have
rope.
the rope that was attached to you that we could probably.
Yeah, the water drained all the way down.
All the way
yeah,
down.
you can see
So
straight
it's
down
30
to the
30
the
feet
plate
down.
now.
So
I can, we'll just walk down.
You just spider walk down. Yeah.
well, if you stay up though, then you could hold the rope so that the rest of us could get down, and then you can spider climb back
Or you
down
can
with us.
Let me just scout it out first and see it,
Yeah, that works.
Hey, is there still a wall of ice down there?
That's probably.
Yeah, I'll
good.
go check out the.
Check out. Yeah, you see now the water drained out. Yeah, you can see it's a 2-foot thick chunk of ice in front of a doorway that you can see on the other side.
What? Ice is still here.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you guys doing?
We're getting some heat to melt the ice, or are we just going to try and whack at it?
Well,
I mean,
she whacked
if
it
she,
good
she
first
could,
time.
she could smash through a 5-foot thick thing of a stalagmite.
Shillelagh!
Yeah. Just
And-
punch it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Then I'm sure she
Yeah.
could smash through the 2-foot thick one.
I mean, I could always use my plus 16 knife.
Yeah, there you go. Shank the ice.
Alright, so you guys gonna work your way down. Go ahead and chunk open the ice and open the door.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright.
That sounds like a pretty quick plan.
And we have the rope
Hit
and
the ice with my silver longsword. Hopefully it's some wear ice.
Go where ice. There, ice. Yeah. So once you work it open, the door opens freely. I got a map over here. You guys are over there doing that, and then they're over here doing this. Alright. And you see that as the chamber, the door opens up, and you can see inside. That is, as you peer in, you see what appears to be a dark forest. As your eyes adjust to the scene, you notice that it's a bit of an illusion. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of tree trunks filling this room. The bases of the trees closest to you appear normal, forming roots and burrowing into the grassy floor. The tops of the trees, however, cannot be seen as they merge into the ceiling before any treetops can be seen. There is a slight illumination to the chamber, most likely magical, making the forest seem like it is lit by moonlight.
So you said they were illusions?
Yeah, seems like it's an illusion. You got a whole forest inside a room.
I'm gonna.
But I mean, I can see through illusions, so I mean, can I see the ceiling? Even though it's an illusion to make it seem like a tall forest?
No, as you're looking up, you can't see the ceiling. You see the tops of the trees where they look like they would be merging with the ceiling. Yeah, they merge into the ceiling before any of the treetops. Yeah, so it looks like the tops of the trees are like merging with the ceiling rather than forming treetops.
Okay.
I'm gonna dismiss and reapply light on my water unicorn book.
On your waterlogged unicorn book.
Yeah.
It'll be the permanent waterlogged unicorn book of light.
It'll dry out eventually.
Well, then it'll just be the unicorn book of light.
Yeah.
The light should dry out.
The light should dry out. The light should dry it out. I mean, I don't know if the light
No,
also.
because the light doesn't provide any heat.
Yeah.
It's
Why light?
it's a cold
Let
light.
it happen.
light is energy.
But the light spell produces no heat.
It actually doesn't specify, which is interesting.
No, there was a
There was a thing.
UA something or other, or somebody or Twitter, or somebody asked a question about it that it does not produce heat.
Oh.
All right, so you got a bunch of trees. Okay, so you guys are in the forest. So recap, yeah, came in there, dense forest. You barely see some of the trees. It's so densely packed together that they are less than a foot apart. And as you're looking around, you see that none of the trees are any more than like 3 feet apart. So you guys will be trying to move through them.
Do they make like a path?
No, it looks like there's no discernible path. Make me perception checks. Go ahead and Druid, make me with advantage.
Well, I'm a little better with a 2.
Oh.
So 1, 1, 2.
9.
I get pluses.
Come on, Haley, you can do it. You can be better than the rest of us.
11?
I mean, I was a grand total of 4.
I and I ended up with a 11.
Yeah.
It teetered on the 19 and then it went tick to the 1.
Okay, so you can see through the trees a little ways ahead of
Weren't
you.
you stunned and be like, oh, trees inside.
Looks to be like a clearing with a small body of water in the middle of the trees ahead of you. Yeah.
I wanted to spider climb up one of the trees.
One of the trees.
Are you Spider-Man?
Before you
Give
go
me
up
your
the tree, I'm gonna touch you and give you resistance. So you have resistance.
Do
Just
you have
take
the
a
armor
d4.
shooters?
Have a d4 ready if you need a save.
Okay. So you're climbing up one of the trees.
Yep.
Okay. So as you're climbing up, you can see that you see the doorway, and you see your compatriots like standing right inside of the doorway. But it doesn't look to be any walls connected to the door. It's just trees, as far as you can see, behind the doorway, and also to the right and the left as you're looking around. It just seems to be trees, except for that body of water that you see up ahead of the party. Everything else is just trees as far as you can see.
It's hypercube.
Let's see. Okay. So we got like a little pond thing, but it's like all just trees. Everywhere except for where the pond is, which is in the middle of the trees.
Might as well check out the pond. It's head over there.
May as well.
That's
As I go through, so I put my book away, and as I walk through the trees, every next tree I touch, I cast light on it.
Is it a cantrip? Like
Yeah, it's cantrip.
Yeah,
It's cantrip.
so once like use light and any kind of character.
Can
There you
I
go.
attempt to cut one of the trees down with my hand at?
Wow, really? Okay. Hey, you want to take that much time?
Wait.
What are you gonna do?
It's connected to the root too. Like if you cut it down here,
There's a lot of
it's not gonna.
I should start counting on what I'm standing on.
You're gonna have to climb up to the top.
I have an 8 intelligence.
You do you.
Wisdom.
So as you guys start to take a step forward, you hear the ominous sound of the door closing behind you. Click, and as you turn around to look, all you see is trees
I
behind
think
you.
we need to start wedging these doors open.
Yeah,
I
that
should have with the piece of wood from the tree. Nobody wanted to do
she has a
that.
point. I said you do you. I'm ultimately supportive.
I'm not even gonna turn around and look at the door closing as I hear the. I close my eyes and be like,
I should have used the unicorn book for this. I'm sorry, guys.
So up ahead, as Haley leads you to the clearing, you notice that the trees start thinning out before coming to a small circular clearing about 10 feet in diameter. The center of it has a 5-foot diameter pool. The water is completely clear with no signs of life in it. A large rock near the edge of the pool with a flat side has some engraved writing on it that says, "Drink the waters to be one with nature. Only then will you be able to escape the dark woods of Vey."
What?
Of Vey.
Oh,
V-E-Y.
I'm from- Yeah, he has lived in the dark woods of Vale.
So you're home.
I mean, do you know your way home from here?
Yeah, has lived in the dark woods of Valen for 2 centuries.
She should know her way home from here. Just saying.
I'll drink some of the water.
You're drinking water. Oh, okay. Okay. Seconds after drinking the water, you feel a deep tingling throughout your entire body. Your skin starts to turn translucent, as does all of your clothing and gear. Everything you own quickly fuses to you, while your skin and hair change into something else entirely. Your body size adjusts, and within a minute, you have become a forest animal. But what is your highest attribute?
Constitution.
Okay, what's your next highest one? Between dexterity, strength, and wisdom, which is your
Wisdom.
wisdom? Okay. So you have been transformed into a giant owl. So the monster manual is there on the table. Starting at page 317 is the stats for is for different animals and stuff. So you have D&D Beyond on your phone. You probably can access it. But I think giant owl you have been transformed into.
Was she always an owl?
I hear owls are pretty good eating.
Giant owl.
I mean, I like all races, so I guess I'm probably pro owl.
I mean, if she's a druid, can't she just change back?
Oh yeah. Isn't this her job or something?
But this wouldn't even feel that strange for her, would it?
Yeah.
So it was a giant owl?
Like, how big is a giant owl?
That's a large beast.
It's giant.
So, yeah, it's a...
Like human size?
I'm bigger than a human.
Yeah, humans are
I don't
medium size,
think we're gonna
and there's
eat
large
you.
gargantuan.
Ooh, wait! Can we ride you?
That'd be kind of good.
I have a dark vision of 120 feet.
Does anybody else want to drink the waters?
No, definitely not.
So you said there was a rock that said drink water. What else was there?
It said, drink the waters to be one with nature. Only then will you be able to escape the dark woods of Vinn.
Oh, it's me.
Might need to fly out of here.
Literally nothing else.
As you start flapping and flying up, you notice when you get to about 50 feet up, you can see on the tops of the trees what look to be faint like sigils carved into the top of the trees that are indistinguishable from so you can't see them from the ground when you're up there. So you're up there, and you notice they look like to be arrows pointing in a certain direction.
I'll flip it down and go.
Giant owl lands in front of you and starts doing the Macarena. It's all, and I don't know.
Yeah, you can't speak.
Yeah.
Lassie.
But also, it's like.
She fall down the well.
If only I had a Tootsie Pop.
And technically, I can't even wild shape into a flying creature, so. Right now.
I'll drink the water.
You can drink the water?
Yeah.
Okay, so you drink the
I'm not
water.
happy about it, but I know how it's
How much?
Same description. Your body adjusts with the size. What is your highest score between Dex, Strength, and Wisdom? Strength. You find you're turned into a brown bear. And
I can't pick a fly.
Stats are in the book. Your brown bear. You might want to grab a piece of paper if you guys want to write down stats or anything. So that's up to you guys.
Can I ride a brown bear?
Probably not. You don't have a saddle.
That's fair.
Alvaro, are you still on the ground or are you flying around? You better not.
Climb
Or
speed
do you
of
land on a
30
bear?
feet. You do have a climb speed of 30 feet.
I have to climb trees.
Meanwhile, I have a 60-foot fly speed.
You just said I have a climb speed of 30 feet.
I don't know if you're climbing trees. Brown bears might be able to climb trees. Anybody else drinking some water?
Trees?
Anybody else drinking some water?
I mean, I could probably carry somebody.
I'll drink the water.
Marty, drink the water!
My highest stat is wisdom.
Is wisdom?
Oh, God.
You
Yep, I'm flying out of here.
form of an owl. Hoo.
Yeah, I'm flying out above now.
Can we communicate now? An owl?
I don't know if owl.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
It's speed.
Well, that's a pigeon, that's not an owl, it's a pigeon.
Understand.
Damn it. We should have.
Too late.
It's too late. You should have given me your book so that you can carry it in your claw and we can just follow you in the sky.
Can I pick up a person?
I'm not sure. Does it say a giant owl can pick up? Do they have an attack where they are a grapple
I don't
ability?
think they have a high enough strength.
We have a 13 strength.
Yeah, probably not high enough. Rawr, you're a bear.
I'm just sitting there, just like ground.
Trying to figure out the age-old questions about bears in the woods.
Can I cast magic while I'm a giant owl?
No.
That's a shame.
Well, you can't speak, or you can't.
That means that the light probably goes out, right?
All of those.
Well,
all of
after
your,
the light goes on for an hour, right?
It
yeah,
goes on
all
for
of
an hour.
if all of your possessions like blend into your body when you turn.
Well, no,
into-
I did the nearest tree. So as
You
I was
did
walking
the
through
tree.
the
Oh.
trees,
Does-
every single one I tapped became light, and then
Did that require
dispelled the one behind
concentration,
it.
though?
I don't think light does. Let me check.
'Cause if it's
No, it
concent-
doesn't require concentration.
Oh, okay.
Spell ends if you cast again or dismiss it as an action.
Oh, so it
But-
was just one tree at a time that you were.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly. Every next one I cast on dismissed the one behind it, but it was fine.
Well, I'll go ahead and drink the water.
Drink of water.
Become a bear.
Oh my god. What's your highest strength between your highest
Strength.
the strength? Yeah, you're a bear too.
And I'll go ahead
Ooh.
and climb a tree up.
Brown bear. Brown
Go
bear.
land and look at you like you need to look and like nudge. I'm gonna start
I am
flapping.
so gonna
Like-
kill that wizard as soon as we're out of this
Just
place.
growl at you. And I was like,
I'm leading you towards the water.
I just follow you guys. I don't need to drink the water to follow you guys, right?
And then I shoot up into the air in response.
Yeah, but they're bears. I can follow the bears.
But it said to get out of vague.
Yeah. Drink the water to be one with nature.
So
Alright,
Only then
fine.
will you be able.
I drink the water.
It's Dex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you turn into a giant badger.
Is it a honey badger?
Hey, right now it looks like he doesn't give a fuck.
a giant badger, right?
Yeah. Because you had me badgered into it. I'm so sorry.
These are the parts of the game that make it worth DMing. Okay, owls, you see there's symbols up in the tops of the trees pointing in a like you can see they're pointing in a certain direction.
Okay.
We don't know that they're up there.
Oh, you
no,
see them flying up
I
there.
climb a tree.
Yeah, bear sees.
Are you gonna jump from
Can
tree
a
to tree?
badger climb a tree?
Yeah. No.
Back to back.
Badger
could probably fly up
injury.
there.
Then how does he know? Nobody said what was up above.
Oh.
I'm guessing that it's probably you guys can communicate with each other. It doesn't say you guys can, but
Language is none. Can't burrow 10 feet and
Awesome.
10 feet.
I'm gonna make my own dungeon.
Are you gonna put Josh there?
you should have everybody make sense motive checks to see if they can tell that the owls want them to follow them in a direction.
Well, the two
Well,
elves
no,
can
like
talk to
I
each
will
other.
literally smack you and then like bring
Yeah.
Come on. And I won't smack the bear. I'll like nudge the bear.
Alright.
I won't smack the bear.
So as the owls are flying, you fly for a little bit in the direction the arrows are going. Then you can see that it looks like the after about the 50.
How are they flying through this dense...
Yeah.
No, they flew above it, right?
Yeah.
They
Oh,
can.
I thought it went into the ceiling, though.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
ceiling is
Arrows
now
right above.
star. It's now sky.
Yeah. After about 50 feet, you can see that the arrows are shifting into a different direction slightly. You know, having you go into a different direction.
I'm just jumping from tree to tree.
And you're just jumping. You're just Tarzaning it as a brown bear from tree to tree. Awesome. I'll make you any dex saves. Right?
You said they were really
Why
close.
does climb speed
Yeah, they're
30
really
feet,
close. Yeah.
And yeah, they're really close. So.
Okay. So are you gonna follow the new path? The new directions that it's
Yeah,
Wait, there's are there
They-
two
yeah.
arrows?
No,
or is the arrow
the symbols
just...
change, to go like a different way. You're leading you this way first, and the symbols on the trees change to go a different way.
Does he? Is your helmet still considered as equipped since it melded into you? Your anti-illusion?
I'm not sure. It says you have all the stats of the animals.
Oh.
Well, yeah, but
Okay.
our equipment is part of us.
Wait, what's our vision from like?
It's 120 feet.
Dark vision.
Okay. If I try flying in the direction the arrows were originally going, do they continue to try to veer me back towards?
No, when you start going that way, you notice that the trees don't have any symbols on them.
Okay, yeah, then I just go back to.
So you guys follow the new path for a little bit, and it opens up into a clearing that the owls can see before the rest of you get there, since you're flying ahead. That's about 20 feet away from a wall, and you notice that there is a door on the wall. Owl girls. You all see that there are about what looks like 20 human figures in the clearing, moaning and roaming around, seemingly aimlessly. Their skin is grayish and scarred. Many of them have torn clothing and worn-out footwear. They all have vacant white eyes, any color from the irises faded to nothing.
This is a painting on the wall, or are there actual people?
No, there's people in the clearing.
There would look like people in the clearing.
Owls, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Don't owls get advantage?
You guys have
Because we're wise.
Yeah, keen hearing and sight have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or sight.
What? What's the modifier on our current force?
+4.
Oh, cool, I got a 10.
I got an 11. We're very perceptive.
Okay. So Haley, as you're doing flybys on these humanoids that are milling aimlessly around
I mean, we're not here
in
right
the
now.
clearing,
We don't know what they look like.
you notice that one of the shuffling forms looks to have be wearing what looks like a chain with a key on it.
Just one of them?
Just one of them in the back of the pack. Just looks to be wandering around and is wearing a chain with a key on it.
I'm gonna swoop down and try and grab it.
You swoop down, try to grab it.
Do a flyby? It doesn't provoke attacks by opportunity.
Yeah,
So,
if it flies out of an enemy's reach.
so as you guys
Swooped
start to get closer, the bears and the badgers.
One badger.
Oh, I'm
bears and the badger.
gonna fly back and be like, hoot hoot, there's things. Hoot hoot.
Hoot.
And then go back.
Give a hoot, don't pollute. It's like that's the message she's trying to give
I'm
us.
trying to start a fire in the forest.
Potential enemies. Humanoids. I don't know if there's a universal animal language, but I'm going with it.
No, you can only talk to the owl.
You said we can all talk.
So real quick. Okay, so you are going to So as you're getting ready to fly down, that the other ones are coming up about 10 feet from the clearing, and as they're coming through, making noise, and somebody starts going hoot hoot, and the zombie humanoids start
Oh, wait, what?
walking, like shuffling towards that direction of where your compatriots are coming from. So you're going to go ahead and try to fly down and grab the necklace and the key?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to need, this says, I'm going to make it an attack and a dex check. It says a skill check and a dex check, but it doesn't specify skill. So I'm going to make it an attack and a dex check, so to grab it and get away. I'm sorry.
She doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity, so.
So that's 13 for the attack.
Okay.
And a dex save.
No, it just says a dex check.
Check. That is 17.
Okay, so yeah, you fly in and you snatch the key off of the neck of the zombie, and it tries swatting at you, and it misses. So now you have a
Key in my talon.
key in the chain in your talon, and you're flying. This is moving out. Anyway,
So,
zombies are
assuming
getting
that's
closer
what we
to
need
where
to
the
get out of
bears
this
are.
place,
I'm
we
gonna-
don't need to fight them.
Fly back up and try to hoot and lure the zombies away. I'm gonna be real loud about it. I'm making a ruckus. As much as an owl ruckuses.
I think that's an oxymoron.
I've tried.
Yeah, because the zombies.
Owls can be pretty noisy. I think.
Yeah.
I assume they're hooting and whatnot can be pretty obnoxious.
Alright, so the slow, mindless gait of the herd of undead humans suddenly stops. Each of the creatures seemingly of one mind, frozen with attention at the sights and sound of the hooting owl. Yeah. The low moans and groans rise to an orchestral roar as they all suddenly start moving again, this time towards whoever made the noise, which was the owl, and begin striding towards you much faster than they were before.
60-foot fly speed.
I'm very much in the air.
So you're flying, leading the zombies away, and what are you doing with the key?
Like, I'm not sure if this works in owl form, girl.
I'm going to fly to the more
Clearing.
Yeah.
The clearing, yeah, is it about 20 feet away from the door, or yeah? So it's I'm trying to find where it says it. Where it is.
Does an owl have? Do any of us have the manual dexterity to use a key in the door?
I'm pretty sure one
Badger?
of you might. Yeah. So okay. So you're gonna fly. You guys reach the clearing. The zombies seem to be heading in an opposite direction, thanks to the owl leading them away from the clearing. It's about 20 foot away from the wall. Yeah, that has a door standing in there. So the owl lands with the key. Yes,
I'm like staying in the air, like trying to like fit it in the lock.
trying to hover.
Yeah, hover and fit the key in the lock myself.
Where are the bears and the badger?
You guys come up. You're at the clearing. Yeah, you guys just about
We
now getting to the
just
clearing.
to see zombies.
Like,
Yeah, zombies
scurrying
are
off
heading
in
up.
the-
Yeah, because the other owl swooped in, made noise, and distracted them to get them out of the clearing.
Alright, cool.
And she's circling back around while you guys are getting to the clearing. So you're about 20 feet from the wall.
Somehow she was making more noise than
You
me.
got an owl trying to hover,
Jumping.
stick the key in the lock.
Trying to use the key.
Trying to use the key.
I guess I can try to see if I can manipulate it with these
Badger hands.
Badger hands.
badger hands.
Mushroom.
I already did that.
Oh, did you?
Go away.
Okay. So yeah, Badger, you're able to reach up on your hind legs, and you have the manual dexterity to be able to insert the key and turn it in the lock, and the door opens to what looks to be a bridge that spans one end of the chamber to the other, about 50 feet to the other end of the chamber. However, you can see even from here that there is a gap in the center bridge about 10 feet wide.
Okay.
Are there any like broken branches on the ground?
Are you hungry?
Yes.
No, this is just a wall. Trees are behind you now.
I know. Are there any broken branches behind us?
There aren't actually. I don't think there were actually any.
Were there any rocks in the
On
water
the
in the clearing?
Oh, all the way back at the beginning, there was one flat rock with an engraving on it on the side of the pool.
No, at the new clearing, because there's a new pool.
No, it's not a pool. It's just a clearing. The one with the zombies were, it's just a clearing.
Oh,
But
there's
you guys
rocks
already
there.
walked past that.
Yeah.
You guys are at the wall, the doorway,
Hmm.
and stuff. Does anybody want to step through?
I'll walk very slowly through as the owl.
Okay. So as you walk through, you regain your original form. You turn back into the druid you once were. Huh?
I run through.
You run through the brown bear with the gate of the brown bear runs through roar, and turns back into I forget what you were playing. Barbarian.
Half-Orc.
Yes. Barbarian. Half-Orc Barbarian.
I mean,
Pretty close.
I
to
take
what I was
one
like.
last joyride in the air, and then I go through.
I'm guessing you guys are
Yeah,
coming
I'll
in.
step
He's
through.
like, fuck this, I'm gonna start.
Yeah. As soon as the door opens, I'm like.
Hey, you're like,
stepping
I'm
through,
not
and then
doing
I
this
transform
anymore.
back into my normal self once I'm out of
Yeah.
the forest.
Don't want to be a badger anymore?
No.
Yeah. So below the bridge, just 6 feet down, water rushes across as powerful as a river. The water spans the entire room, seeming to come out of the wall of the keep itself and run right through the opposite wall. There is nothing else of note on the walls or ceiling on this side of the chamber. The bridge is comprised of simple boards of wood nailed to a frame, and the frame is supported by long rods of iron that come down from the ceiling. And I'm pretty sure if I'm timing this, that this is where we should stop.